Good evening. Welcome back to Equipped. I'm your host, Coach Matt. You have two options for weights. We have one a little bit heavier. We're gonna be doing kind of leg heavy workout today. So we kind of got a medium weight for that. And then you do have an optional lighter weight. You can certainly exclude that. We're gonna be using that just for some lateral bounds, just for a little bit of extra anti-rotational work. But we'll go ahead and get nice and warmed up. We are working on that lower body, so we're going to start with a nice little hip hinge, pushing those hips back, working to extend those hamstrings as long as you can. I'm going to have you kind of do a little addition onto this. We're going to extend those arms straight down. So keeping that back nice and flat, we're going to take one arm and we're going to imagine like we're pulling back a bow. So we get a nice little rotation in our thoracic spine at the same time. We'll reach that back down and we're going to come back up. So we'll take that hinge, we'll go to the other side, pulling up that other side, drawing that elbow to the ceiling, reaching that back down and hinging up. We're going to go two more each time and take that at your own pace. Just a little extra rotational work, kind of priming that upper back at the same time. And we'll do one more time. All right. Let's get those hamstrings feeling pretty good. We're going to get down into a half kneeling position. Excuse me. We're going to pull that hip up and under like we normally do. Thinking about kind of tucking that pelvis up and under. We're going to take whatever knee is down, we're going to reach that arm right up in the air, and we're just going to do a nice little lateral flexion, just kind of leaning over to the side that the knee is up. We're going to pull that back down. We're going to just do 3 times on that, keeping that same kind of hip tucked up and under, reaching up, and then nice gentle lean over. So just kind of deepening the stretch through this whole side. Bring that back center. We'll do one more time. Reload those hips, reaching up and tilting over. All right, we'll go ahead and switch sides. So tuck that pelvis up and under. Again, same knee that's down, reach that arm up, and then we'll hinge over. Feel that stretch. We'll come that out, relax. Again, tuck it under, reaching up. Boom. So just a fun little fact, since we are now working, last time, since I personally am teaching both the Tuesday afternoon equipped and this Wednesday evening equipped, I will kind of work to program those together. So if you're here Tuesday, Josh, I know you are, we will be doing kind of like a split workout. So this past Tuesday we did upper body, so today's going to be kind of a complement workout, being that lower body. It won't always be upper lower, sometimes we'll split it push and pull, but if you like to kind of stay on a schedule, that is going to be kind of how I'm going to be doing it week to week. But of course you can always come just for one class, if it's just for this class, and get a good total body workout. There's that option as well. So let's talk about what we're doing today. We have kind of 3 movements to worry about. We have a goblet squat, we have lateral bounds, and some lunges, okay? So goblet squat, we'll take our kettlebell any which way. This is going to be kind of a warm-up, so if you want to hold it this way, I know it's black, you can't really see it. You can hold it this way, you can hold it any way you want to. We're just squatting down with that weight right at the chest, okay? Game plan, we have 30, 20, 10 on the rep scheme. So we're going to hit our 30 goblet squats, and then we're going to move over into lateral bounds. This is the option of that lighter weight, all right, in which we're going to do kind of using that weight as a little bit of an external stimulus, all right? So we're going to kind of load that weight to the outside. We're going to basically throw that weight, and that body's going to follow, landing and finding that balance to the other side. All right, so we're kind of pushing and loading that into the hip, kind of working on some eccentric loading, kind of slowing that force, working that kind of preventing ourselves from, when we land that extra rotation, we'll kind of use that core to kind of work to fight against that. All right, so that's what that weight is for. If you're not a fan of that, if you don't want to use the weight, certainly you can take that weight out of it and just do the lateral bounds body weight. All right, so it's going to be a pair. We're going to do 30 squats, 30 lateral bounds. That's going to be one round. And then we're going to move into lunges. You can do it with your weights or without your weights, forward or backwards. I'll give you the choice. It's going to be just a quick 10 rounds or 10 reps. All right. I'm not going to overload you with all the numbers. We're just kind of do a little follow along, little mission. So we'll get our weights up at the chest level. If you got a little bit lighter weights and you want to use 2 of them, you can do front squats. That's fine. All right, let's go for it. We've got a nice good 30 reps here, 3-0. We're going to come out nice and hot. All right, so hopefully you are prepared for that. Maybe mentally, if you need an extra second, take it. Otherwise, you can just be on me and we'll go to the best of our ability. So big count on these squats. Here to start, there's 10. We're going to go to 30. So big count here to start with, which is fine. We've got the most energy from the start of this workout, right? We're just going to make sure that each rep is as solid as the last. There's 20. We got 10 more. Make sure we're sitting back into those hips. Remember that hip hinge that we worked on. Starting to feel those arms a little bit. We got last 5. We got 2 more. There's 1. And there's 2. All right, so I'm not going to do my bounds with that heavy weight. That's going to be tough. So I'm going to do 30 pounds with this lighter weight. Again, while we have that energy. All right, so we're loading into one side, pushing and landing to the other. So take your time here. Every direction counts as 1. So you're going to end up doing 15 each way. I'm kind of pulling that weight to that hip. It's going to be just as hard as I expected. There's 18. There's 20. We got 10 more. Find that balance each time. Last 2. And relax. I'm going to put that weight down. I'm going to use these lunges. Nice little body weight. Just kind of relax. Get that breath back. It's going to be high volume leg work today, which we talked about. So these lunges are just 10 all together. So 5 each direction. I've got only 1 on each side. And there we go. All right. So that's 1 round down. We're going to take a quick little break. We're going to grab some water because my heart rate is up. Now, we've talked about it in previous classes. If you really want that cardiovascular aspect of these workouts, just go ahead and talk through the whole thing. That'll really help. All right. So round number 2, we're going to drop it down a little bit. We're going to go to 20 reps. So instead of 30, we're down to 20. 20 squats, 20 of those bounds. We're going to keep those lunges at 10. Again, that's kind of our break, our active rest exercise. All right. So let's get that weight back up. Find that squat stance. And let's hit it for our round of 20. Of course, if that first round took a little bit more out of you than you expected, we can either drop that weight, we can cut those reps down, or we can take a little extra time to rest. That's fine. And on the inverse, if you haven't already finished your 20 reps, right, waist increase, certainly we can add a little bit more weight. We can add a few more reps, or we can actually work to slow that tempo down. A lot of times we think about moving faster as harder, but slowing that tempo down can certainly add some extra work. We got 3 more. And 20. At least I think so. Talking through the whole thing makes it difficult to count, but I'm just going to assume that was 20. We're going to go for those lateral bounds. Again, 20 reps here. Each leg, each direction counts as 1. So again, finding that balance each rep every time you land. Made it a little bit more difficult by my mat sliding a bit. So now I'm trying to overcompensate. 15. Now 1 more each way. And 20. All right. A little bit easier each round, just as that. I'm going to get right into those lunges. A little bit lighter work each round, but we do have that fatigue to battle. All right, so heart rate is up. All right, lactic acid building up just a little bit. So that is a few things that we have to battle against as we keep our intensity up. Now 1 more lunge each leg. Just a chance for us to, again, recover that heart rate, recover that mindset, and we've got 1 more round. All right, got a nice little sunshine coming in here. All right, so we got 1 more round. This is going to be a quick round. It's just 10. We're chopping off all the reps. Finished for our last round with 10 of those squats and bounds. And then, of course, our final 10 squats. All right, so let's get that weight up. 1 final round, 10 to go. Let's do it. So all those modifications that we just talked about, up or down, certainly come into play this final round. Find something that works for you. Challenge yourself, certainly. There's 9, we got 1 last one. And 10. All right, I'm gonna go right into those bounds for our quick final 10. Think power on this last one. Big drive. Try to get some distance left to right. I think this is 10. Boom. Might have done 1 extra, but hey, that's all right. We're gonna go to our final round of lunges. 10 good lunges to finish up. Try to push through that whole foot. I like to kind of think about these as a little stretch as we finish these rounds. 1 more each. All right, there we go. So we're gonna take a quick little break. I'm gonna grab some water. We're gonna transition into a little conditioning here. All right, so for our conditioning, we have 3 movements. We have a swing, kettlebell, or dumbbell, whatever you have. We have some Cossack Squats, and we have some Glute Bridges. So this one we will be running on a timer. We're gonna do 40 seconds of work. So think reps, all right? Don't go super heavy on these. Think about just moving that body. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So we got a nice tight 1-minute frame. All right, so we're gonna do just 3 rounds of this. So it's gonna round us out right at 9 minutes, right at the end of class here. So just so we're familiar with all those movements, our kettlebell swings or our dumbbell swings, if you do have the dumbbells, you're pulling that weight between those legs and pushing out. All right, so if you have a single dumbbell, you can do it the same way. If you do have a pair of dumbbells, that's going to come to the outside. Think about it just like you're skiing, sometimes called Skewer Swings. If you want to do them between the legs, you can. No difference there. But just think about that hip hinge. Pushing those hips forward, throwing those hips, or pushing those hips back, throwing those hips forward. Okay? Second movement is your Cossack Squat, which you're nice and wide here, or leaning into one side, and we're just shifting across. You can do this weighted or unweighted, depending on what you have. Would not load up heavy on this one. Would keep it light if you do choose to weight it, and keep it close to you. All right. The last one is glute bridges down the ground. We've probably seen these before. Just driving those hips up. If you do want to add weight, you can add that right on to that hip, driving up. Think about squeezing those glutes at the top. So again, heavy lower body day, getting those glutes, hamstrings really fired up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get after it. Kettlebell swings, dumbbell swings, 40 seconds. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're just looking to have a consistent pace, swinging that weight straight forward. Think about the same effort that you put into those legs, those hips on a squat jump. You're going to put that into this swing, just pushing that weight forward rather than pushing your body up. We got 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take a quick, well-deserved break. We're going to move over to those Cossack squats. We're going to get down, get low, take this valuable rest time. All right, I'm going to go to this lighter weight for this one. Get down, get ready, and 2, 1, go. So we're just going to stay right here as I censor my eyes. I'm going to try to adjust that right here after this. We're going to get our 40 seconds. Good hip mobility exercise here. Just want to keep those knees out wide. Keep those hips low and open. 20 seconds. We're going to stay low. Very, very low ceiling. Try not to come up and over. Right, we want to stay underneath that ceiling. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, I'm gonna try to fix this real quick. Apologies. All right, a little bit better, a little better. All right, last one's our glute bridges. Let's get down on the ground. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Driving those hips up. Think about squeezing those glutes at the top. All right, of course you can still get a cardiorespiratory response from these glute bridges, but I want you to focus a little bit more, getting that range of motion, getting those glutes fired up. You're gonna get some of that low back in there as well. Good cue here is thinking about driving those knees forward. Yes, your knees, think about driving those forward. That should help prime you to get those hips in position for last 2, 1, and rest. All right, let's hop back up. We're gonna go back to the top of the list with some kettlebell swings. Whew, 10 seconds. A lot of up and down here. We can do it. Man, this light is something else today. It's that time of the year. Don't really know how to manage it. All right, get ready. 2, 1, and go. Push and pull. Pulling that kettlebell in and pushing it out. Glutes, glutes, glutes. Think about that hip hinge and squeezing those glutes together. Here we go. Last 15 seconds. See that back staying nice and flat. I think we got 5 to go. Give me the last couple swings. 2, 1, and relax. Whew. All right. So quick call out on those swings. Talking about that back. Make sure we're not rounding that back, getting into this position, right? We want to really push that butt back, flatten that back out as we hinge. that back is going to stay consistent. All right, go ahead and pick up that light weight if you're using it. We're going to move over to those Cossacks. Ready, set, and go. So hopefully this next round, the second round here, might be a little bit more loose through those hips. See if we can take it down a little bit lower. All kinds of lighting issues today. I apologize for that. Hopefully you're still with me. We've got about 15 seconds. Stay low, stay low. Open those hips. Hold those abs in tight as well. Last 5. Last 2, 1, and relax. One of my favorite mobility exercises, those Cossack squats. We can use them for strength as well, loading that with a little external weight. All right, we're gonna move on down to the ground. We've got our glute bridges. I'm adding a little weight to this one. Get ready in 2, 1, go. It's a whole different ball game when we have that weight that's going to sit right on that hip line. We're going to work to really drive that up to the ceiling, still keeping that cue of those knees going forward, but extra emphasis on squeezing those glutes. Glute squeeze. We're squeezing. Everybody squeezing. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right. I gotta make sure I hop on that trademark. It's a good cue. We use that for a lot. On your kettlebell swings and your deadlifts, your squats. Gotta make sure you squeeze. All right. We got one final round here, folks. We got 3 minutes of work. I know you're ready for it. Let's get after it. Kettlebell swings. Let's go. Last 40 seconds of swings. Those dumbbell folks, if you're working those skiers, it's the same thing. Back nice and flat. Driving those hips through. Throwing that weight out in front. Please hold on to it though. Good disclaimer. 10 seconds, come on. Big push, finish strong. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Ooh, that was a good one. Some good swinging. We're gonna push that off to the side. 2 movements left. Going to that Cossack. All right, really focus on opening those hips, promoting that hip mobility, getting nice and wide. All right, get ready in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, if you want to, you can hold that length. Just put a little extra demand on those hips. Pushing it all the way out. Notice I'm fully extending that leg if you can see it. Good, here we go. Got 20 seconds. Nice slow pace. Staying low. How low can you go? We've got 10 seconds. Just sliding across. Final 5. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh yeah. Feel some open hips on that one. All right, we got one last round, folks. Hop it down to the ground. We're gonna go into those bridges as high as you can bridge. All right, don't let the London Bridge fall down. Last 2, 1, and let's go. Big hip drive. Think about the same effort in those swings. Just like coming up from those squats as well. Make sure you squeeze. Here we go. We're going to go about 20 seconds. Get every last little inch out of this as you can. Good workout so far. Make sure we finish strong. We're going to go last 5. There you go. 3, 2, 1, and dime. All right, let's roll it up. Take a breath. That's going to do it. Awesome job tonight, folks. for joining me for some equipped. We'll be back for some strength flow. If you want to mobilize a little bit, that's a great place for you. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We'll see you back tomorrow morning for some mobility, 7 a.m., or for equipped tomorrow at lunchtime, 11:35. Take care.